Warming up first is super important. What it does is it raises our heart rate, and it also allows our blood vessels and capillaries to open a little bit wider so that we can get blood flow to more muscles so that they work better for us. If we don't warm up, we won't get the most out of our workouts. So your first step is to do a 5-minute jog to get started. Just nice and easy, or maybe even a walk depending on what your fitness level is right now. So go ahead and do that first. Once you're finished with that, what we'll do are a couple stretches. So the first one will be straight leg kicks out front. And what I'm doing is I'm warming up the back of my legs. So especially when we're sprinting, we want to make sure that our hamstrings are nice and warm because they're very easy for us to pull. Just like any other muscle though, but our hamstrings can sometimes be exceptionally tender and prone to pulling. And if you've pulled your hamstring once, your chance of it happening again goes up significantly. Next one, scoops, another one for the hamstrings. Toes up, hips back, scoop it on up. So you should feel a nice big stretch down the back of the leg. I'm keeping my back nice and flat as I scoop it on up. Good. As you keep doing these stretches over time, you'll find you might be able to go a little bit lower and it'll feel a little bit different. Good, one more each side. Good, next one will be quad pull. So I'm pulling my foot back towards my butt. I'm pressing my foot down into my hand. I'll hold 1, 2, and switch to the other side, working our balance a little bit too. I'm also pressing my hip forward. So I'm pushing my foot into my hand, pressing my hip forward. I get a big stretch all the way from my hip down to my knee. We'll get a couple on each side. While you're trying to bounce, if you look at something that is not moving, that'll help you to stay a little bit more steady. Good, one more each side. Really press that foot down into the hand and press the hip forward. Last one. Good, and rest. Next one will be lateral lunges to the side. Step out to the side. My hips in line with my knee, which is in line with my ankle. Push the hips back. Push back to the middle and the other side. Good. Chest stays nice and tall. I feel a stretch through the inside of my thigh. So the reason that we do dynamic stretches rather than ones that are seated on the floor that we're just holding is because sometimes static stretching doesn't allow us to produce as much power. If we do take time in between that static stretching before we complete our activity, we no longer have that decrease in power output. But if we would only do static stretching and then get started, our body's not going to be quite as warm, because you'll notice as you're doing these stretches as well, your heart rate's going up a little bit too. Next one will be figure 4 with a quarter squat. So you're going to cross your leg over top and sit your hips back. This is to get the glutes. So cross and back. Really sit into that stretch and feel it. You can take your time with these. Don't feel like you need to rush through. Good, one more each side. Good. And last one, let's make sure we get the hip flexors. So this is really an abbreviated warm-up. We could do a lot more, but this is just gonna get the basics for us. So we're going to go into a forward lunge. Let the knee rest down. Reach back. Step back. Forward. Knees in line with the heel. Reach back, push the hips forward. I feel it through my hip flexor and also down my thigh. Push back. My toes still curled up underneath the back, not a flat foot. Reach. Good. Let's do one more each side after this one. Reach. And last one. Nice job. Now you're ready to go.